inspiration. A foundation still important today, the process of sharing words strung together that help point out the way, the many voices within each page. Turn pages from the past that resonate with you today. Turn pages today that create an escape within your mind. Turn pages that express the treasure within your tomorrow. Turn pages that hold a future for you to follow. We are turning pages.
So I'm Floyd Patterson. I'm a math teacher at Riverglen Junior High in Boise. And to be perfectly honest, growing up, I never imagined that I'd be a math teacher or a teacher at all. It was never truly in my radar. In my community, just math and a math teacher was just not something that I would do. Throughout school, I always loved math. Math was just what I was good at, and I enjoyed doing it. It's also something that I hid from everyone because I didn't want them to know. It wasn't very glamorous to be good at math or to like math. So I never quite told anyone. I was an athlete going through school, playing every sport possible, but really I just enjoyed being in the math classroom, solving equations, just advancing as much as I could in math. But also at the same time was kind of like my little secret that I would hide from everyone because again, it just wasn't very cool, as people would say. As a math teacher, you'd probably imagine that I've always just been incredible at math, but that's not truly the case. Through most of school I was, but then I got to high school. In high school, I took a geometry course my sophomore year, and I was awful. I actually ended up failing geometry in high school, which I guess you wouldn't think from a math teacher at all, but I failed. It didn't feel awesome. I didn't enjoy it, but it's something that I had to persevere and really struggle through. The next year, I took that class again, and I did an amazing job. And so, ultimately, I learned the material that I need to, and it was great. I kind of look back at it as a positive instead of a negative because it helped me to get to where I am today. One of the problems that I run into as a teacher, or as a math teacher, is just the mindset of my students coming in. I hear all the time that my students' parents were not good at math, so therefore they are not. And I always want to convince my students that it's not genetic. That's not true. You can be great at math. Just because you hear this narrative or someone else that didn't enjoy it doesn't mean that you can. It feels great once you understand it and can do something that you didn't think you could do mathematically before. But I promise you, once you work hard and persevere through it, you feel awesome about it and your whole mindset of math really changes. Okay, so, as a mathematician, I don't think everyone always thinks of themselves as being creative, but I see so much creativity within math. Every day we're solving problems, and we all may solve them a little bit differently, but in the end, we solve the problem. I think of the same way with math. As you're solving an equation or looking at linear equations, there are different entry points that all of my students will use, and they get to that same end result of finding the solution. And for each of you, it's really just finding your way in and working through it and challenging yourself to get to that end result. I don't want you to be confined or think that there's just one way to do things, because math will definitely teach you that there are multiple ways to do things, multiple representations of the same situation or the same problem. So just be confident in what you are doing, work through it, and you have some amazing mathematicians, AKA your teachers, that are always there to support you in doing so. As a math teacher, and more specifically as a math teacher of color, I am always asked, what do you teach? And there are times when I answer the question and say, I'm a math teacher. I kind of get these looks of a surprise, and I just think I don't necessarily fit what people would imagine as a math teacher, which to me is awesome because I love to show otherwise. And that really makes me think of a book that I read, The Girl with the Math Mind, the story of Raye, Monteague. She is an engineer who designed naval ships, which was amazing. And no one believed that she could do it. And it really helped her persevere and work very hard to get there and be able to design ships for the Navy. And so when I read this book, I couldn't help but see myself in her as she went through her journey to become an engineer and ultimately to design ships. So one of my favorite excerpts from the book is on this page where she says, "Stay strong," said her mom. "Use your brains, you'll be fine. There will always be people who pay you no mind. Just because you're a girl and because you are black, don't let them or the state of your school hold you back." And that just resonates with me because that's really how I felt. I was not going to let anyone hold me back from what I enjoy doing and what I'm doing now. I was actually a Spanish major going through college, not a math major. And so when I decided I wanted to be a math teacher, a lot of people kind of looked at me as if, oh, how are you gonna do that? But it just helped me to push even further. And I've gone through my career teaching math in Spanish, teaching it in English, and it just kind of adds to it. And so it really pushed me to just continue what I'm doing like she does in the book. So the lesson to all is don't ever give in. Take a chance, rock the boat. If it sinks, you can swim. When a storm comes your way, hold your course and don't stress, never quit. And like Raye, propel straight to success. And that really is just for my students in math classes, hold the course, continue working. I know there's days where you want to give up. There's been days where I want to give up, believe me, but it's so rewarding when you work through it and you get that understanding and you just feel successful. And I'm always there holding their hands and celebrating in the end with them. And it's just an amazing feeling. As a teacher, I want you to use your creativity every day, all day long. That creativity, whether it's mathematically or just in life, is huge. You can be creative in solving problems. You can be creative in everything you do. So please do not lose that creativity as you progress through the school year, as you progress through your life, and just everything you do. Me llamo Floyd Patterson, and this is what mathematicians do.